Hi. So, I've made a couple videos today, but I'm finding that I have a lot of thoughts, and I may record throughout the day and keep you updated. Um, right now, the world is at a turning point. The world is at a point where it could go one way or the other. We could fall into darkness and fall into world order, or we could rise into the light and triumph under the people. And I think we're winning. The light is winning. Because when the light wins, the darkness shows its face. And the darkness is showing its face right now. The darkness is doing everything it can right now to make sure that the people don't find the light. Listen to all the news. It's terrible. And it wouldn't be terrible if the light weren't shining on it. The light is shining on it and showing its darkness. It's showing you its true face. And all you have to do is see it. All you have to do is realize that it's showing you its true face. Realize that it's the darkness. Everywhere you go, you're going to find light and dark. Everywhere you go, you're going to find good and bad. People are going to be good and bad. Places can feel good or bad. It's all about the frequency, the vibration. And when things match your vibration, they feel good. When things vibrate higher, they feel even better. But the things that vibrate at a low frequency, the things that bring you anxiety and fear and pain, that's not the light, it's the dark. Because the light feels good. The light feels like the right direction. And the darkness will feel like the wrong one. Because it is. You don't ever want to let your darkness lead. You want to cradle your darkness, hold its hand, tell it that everything's okay, that it's safe. Because as soon as you tell your darkness that it's safe, it doesn't look so dark. You realize that it's not dark at all, but it's a shadow. And in the shadows, there's endless possibility. Because the shadows hold light and dark. And they balance each other with the good and the bad. And that shadow was never meant to be hated. It was never meant to be pushed aside or locked away. It was just meant to be told it was safe. Because all of us have a darkness inside of us. We all do. And until we pay attention to that darkness, and let it relax, it will try to run our lives. When you let your darkness run your life, you run into a lot of bad things. You run into crossroads and choices that you shouldn't have had to make. Because when your darkness is scared, it makes all the wrong choices. It takes the wrong road. Because it can't see the light. It's too busy being afraid of the dark. But your shadow self is important to you. Your shadow self is who protects you. They keep you safe, and you are meant to keep them safe. You're not meant to show them to the world. You are meant to hold them. And in times of dire need, they will hold you. I sat with my darkness for a long time, years. I sat in depression, anguish, loneliness, anxiety, fear. I felt like an outcast, felt like nowhere I went belonged. And I allowed myself to let the darkness tell me that I was alone and that there was no light. And I lived in the dark. I saw negative things. I listened to negative news. I followed negative celebrities, listened to negative music. And my life became negative. I followed a path of darkness, and I knew it wasn't right. And I was the only person who could face my darkness and say it couldn't lead. I was the only person who could tell it that it needed to take a back seat. And you have to do the same. You have to face your darkness. Face everything about yourself that you don't like. Because until you face what you don't like, you will not find balance. And balance is the most important thing. To maintain an equilibrium of not 100% positive and not 100% negative, but that neutral ground. That is your peace. Sometimes I come on here and I wonder what's the point. I look at my videos and I'm not really getting a lot of views. But the things that I have to say don't necessarily need to find their place right now. And the things that you have to say don't need to find their place right now. Just say them. Do the things you need to do. Say the things you need to say. And they will fall into place. As long as you are keeping your peace. And keeping your peace is a constant struggle. It is a constant battle of balancing the good and the bad. You will always be balancing the good and the bad, always. Your entire life. You cannot stop being the scale. You have to be the scale. We weigh our heart. Don't let it be heavy. Because a heavy heart is full of burdens. And burdens drag your life down. They knock you down the ladder. They allow the darkness to drive your bus. Because you listen to them. You let them lead. But you lead. You're the person who leads. You are the soul. You are the brains of this vessel. You are what animates this vessel. Not your darkness. Not your habits, your negative tendencies. But you, a being of light, embodied in a physical flesh. You are the soul. And the darkness is not the soul. The darkness is the manipulation that Satan uses to try and get you on his side. Because if he can make you see negative, if he can make you see the bad and focus on it, he can make you live there. And that's his goal. He wants all of us to live there. Our darkness is what he wants to bring to the surface. I think as God has learned about the darkness, he's realized that it's necessary. Freedom of choice is necessary. Because when given choice, the soul has to make a decision. And that decision tells God whether the soul is light or dark. And when he knows if it is dark, he sends it lessons. He sends it trials. Things it has to face in order to overcome the darkness. He sends little seeds of light in all the bad. Those little sparks. And you have to find them. You have to find the spark. You have to find the light in the dark. Because when you do, your whole view will change. Your whole view of the world will change. You will realize that negativity is a trap. You will realize that all the slander and propaganda and everything around the world is a trap. It's all meant to take your attention away from yourself. Because if you focus on the self, you rise. And Lucifer doesn't want us to rise. But I think that means that Lucifer can rise again. Satan can become Lucifer again. If he wants to. If he let go of the darkness. If he stopped letting it run him. And if he found the balance, he could return. Satan is focused on power. And power breeds negativity. Power is an entity in itself. And it's a negative one. There are ways to embody power for the good, but to hold power over people itself is a negative thing. Too many people forget that they're powerful. You are powerful. You have your own power over yourself. We are all strong. None of us would still be here if we weren't strong. You have made it this far in life because you are strong. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. And sometimes the strongest people feel weak. We feel like the weakest link, and we're not. That's the manipulation whispering in your ear, telling you that you can't do it. That's the snake in the garden. There's a lot of bad going on in the world right now. A lot of speculation about end times. And the end times are upon us. But the end times are not the end. It is the end of an age, the age of darkness. And from it will come the age of peace. Not the age of light, but the age of peace. True awareness. Awakened to the fact that we are light beings. Having an experience on a neutral plane. Because this plane is neutral. It has to be. It has to balance the light and the dark. And we have to balance the light and the dark. If our planet becomes so overrun with negativity, what do you think happens to its neutral zone? It becomes negative. It has to work harder to keep things neutral. And it is. The world is working extremely hard right now, trying to keep things neutral. It's trying to balance the scales. Because everything exists in balance. The whole universe exists in a balance of good and bad. And those who are inclined to light at all times are balanced beings. Because those who are inclined to the darkness, they fall. They get stuck, stagnant. They internalize and personalize. That's not where you want to be. Because nothing in this life is personal. It's really not. Nothing is truly out to get you. You don't have a streak of bad luck. You reap what you sow. And you might wonder how that can make sense, because there are a lot of good people who are struggling. But the more light that you are, the more struggle that you find. Because you have the mind to understand it. And as you understand it, you break it down. And once you've broken it down, you can really understand it. Each piece. And when you look at each piece, it's not that big of a deal. Nothing is personal. Nobody's out to get you. Satan isn't after you. He's just watching, just like God. He's planting seeds, just like God. Seeds of darkness. Seeds of manipulation. But they're still seeds. There are forces in this universe that keep things in balance. And right now, they're watching. They've been watching. They're idly sitting by, hoping that man is strong enough and light enough to overcome the darkness that is trying to consume our planet. And we're winning. We're tipping the scale. We are tipping the scale to the light. And we know that because things are being revealed. Just like I said before, the light shines on the darkness and reveals it. It has to. When there is enough light, it will expose the dark. So all the things that were being done in secret and hiding, they're coming to the surface. They're being exposed. We're finding out about them because there is more light on this planet. Because more people are inclined to do good. We're tipping the scales. And we want to keep tipping the scale. Keep raising each other up. If you feel inclined to do something like this, to talk to an audience, and even if you're like me and you don't reach anyone, you're still getting the message out there. I don't know. You can do it too. Lift others up. If you have something to say it. If you have something to share it. If you have knowledge, express it. Because there's someone out there who needs your wisdom. There's someone out there who needs your knowledge to pass their test. And you never know who you are connected to. because we are connected to each other. All of us. We are all connected. And when one person resonates with something and sends it to the next, you cause a chain reaction. And you can either choose to cause a chain reaction of good, or you can cause a chain reaction of bad. That is your choice. That is the choice you were given when you were put on this planet. The choice of choosing. Good or bad, light or dark, yourself or others. What do you choose? Because it's time to start choosing yourself. It's time to start living for you. And after you live for you, you can live for others. After you help yourself, you can help others. But you can't guide others until you know where to go. Follow your light, that seed in the dark. Plant it and watch it grow. Because it will. Thanks for listening.